have a machine that looks like this, that travels along, putting in the windows and everything, on about 10 buildings. Then, when the buildings are finished, we flood it with water. And that puts this set up here. Now this, is supposed to be underwater. We float the buildings out to the side. Then we use water jets under the building. All under, and you, one man can push a 20-story building with water. But we have hydraulic units that shut the building off. Instead of bringing building material out there, cutting it up and all that, we finish them in dry dock. This machine, I have to make these models. It takes me about 2.5 years to make the models for a 15-minute film. So in the meantime, we have to live. That's why we sell our books and things, to be able to do this work. And this has to be photographed and has to move like a big machine. See it? And what this does is it uses laser beams after the machine that digs this out. It uses laser beams to melt the earth into obsidian, like, so you don't need to mix concrete. So at 15 miles an hour, you can make the canal system. The boats of the future will look very different. Instead of taking off one cargo container at a time, we float the whole container system off the ship. You understand?
Yeah.
That's the way we can build the world fast. Not take 1,000 years. It take us 10 years to change the surface of the earth if you use the production methods. Then when the canal is finished, we have a machine that looks like this and puts this over the canal, but we have a diversion in the canal. And this, the water, salt water from the ocean evaporates in here, condenses on the inside, and the water you get is drinking water. So that, these models take a long time to make. And if you look on the other side, you'll see different types of models. These are different types of buildings for different purposes. These are all miniatures, because other than the 10 real buildings we put up here. Now, you come over here, this is the shape of the future of aviation. That is more final, like 1,000 passenger airliners. Notice there's a rudder on this, no rudder on that, and we will pass the need for a rudder. And so, if you come over here, this is the wind generator. This is the use of the Bahamas to generate electricity, so it's burning off.
So that one is already used?
This is an art center. The art centers, music centers, kids today. Whatever they wanted. It's totally different. These are different types of robots that do different jobs. That's how kids would appreciate it, seeing all these different types of robots. And this is never used, but what I want to do is make something like this very big and keep it above the moon, about 90 miles above, with oxygen, extra food, in case you ran into a problem on the moon, you know, to hope you come back to the Earth. And I'd have 8 of these between the Earth and Mars. So there's food, oxygen, medical supplies. Just, I would never send man into space the way they do today. And I would never send people into space. I would have one world first and do it as a joint venture. But if do it as separate nations, I can assure you there'll be nuclear weapons out there sooner or later. Man is not wise enough to use his knowledge this way yet. But if you guys go to work in the region, talk to people, and tell them what we're trying to do. These are different types of robots. This is a space station, but this retracts into the wall. You understand? And when you get out in space, you use compressed air to blow these together like this. So you don't need men out in space assembling things. Am I going too fast for you? In other words, this can retract into the ball, this retracts, and you use compressed air and blow them together. Now, these are different types of buildings from hospitals. This is what the double dome looks like, see? And if you do, this is 3 domes. But what's inside of the dome is something like this metal framing. So in the event of an earthquake, even if it cracked, it wouldn't fall in. You understand? And these are different types of buildings for exhibitions. And this is for undeveloped countries, the sink, the shower, and the toilet will all be one unit. And the wastewater from the sink goes around and fills the water closet. You flush the jar with the wastewater. We use 40% of our drinking water to flush the jar. And there's a water shortage. So these are different types of bathrooms with everything built in as one unit. So there'd be different shapes depending on the preference. And this is buildings that can stand earthquakes, designed to stand earthquakes. You come over here, and they won't be coming. This is a 1,000-passenger airline in the future. But I have to show the kids that it doesn't start here. It goes through all the different stages. And they don't think, my God, this is the beginning. It's a long, drawn-out process of different types. And then we have a conventional helicopter. This is conventional. The blades turn this way, the body tends to turn the other way, and this fan holds it down. So it goes through an oscillation. And this is what they'll look like in the future. Small engine at the tip, blowing the blades around with this stationary. This does not turn. There are 2 pendulums moving in real fast. And if you vary the speed, it can turn this. You know what a pendulum is? You know what a solenoid is? If you have 2 solenoids with a weight moving up back in the center, it won't go around. You don't need a fan. Anyway, then after this, I believe we will see planes like this with turbines that lift up and then fly straight. And then you go through all different phases of flying wings. First you have a fuselage, and if you work with that, and you come into this type of flying wing, and there's also this type. And these are different stages of that. And there's no final here. No final city. When people call me utopian and I want to go to the best city, there's no such thing. The city I know will be a straitjacket for the kids of the future. They'll design at home. Now this is for kids to appreciate safety. These 2 cars can't touch each other. You have to come over here to see them. These automobiles will repel each other, see? They can't touch. To get kids interested in science. Because our car automobiles today, they should have designed a sensor. Like, not 1, but 6 little sensors. If one fails, the others take over. So if I got mad at you and I wanted to drive into your car 40 feet away, the brakes would go on. You understand? I mean, we're not civilized yet. And all those are photographs of models. I think you've seen that model in the house. These are streamlined automobiles. They use the word streamlined. They're not streamlined today. Streamlined means no bumps. And this is different types of flying machines. This is, some people may not want to live in a city. They may want to live in a floating dome on a lake. That's up to you. These are drawings of things we have to make. these models we photographed to try to show people what the future could be, not what it will be, I don't know. There's another type of future aircraft. World air systems, no more private corporations, even dinosaurs.
Yeah, I noticed, what was the models of like Luxor here in Egypt? What are those for?
What's that?
Where were they?
I think they were back there. I saw
Back
it.
there.
I saw it too.
Like the models from Luxor, Egypt, you know, the pharaohs, I think.
He's asking about the
Yeah.
Egyptian model, Jack.
Yeah.
Those Egyptian.
Trees, you mean?
No, the Egyptian.
The Egyptian.
What's that?
model.
Sphinx?
Oh, yeah, that's the show that all things change.
Oh, okay.
One time they believed that was
All
it.
things change, says John.
Okay.
Photographs is like the real thing. And then we make drawings first, as you see up there. Then we make the models. All of those are just conceptual right now. There won't be like that in class. When you get to the city of the future,